So I, for the past month, have been focusing on God and really trying to get into His presence a lot more than I have been in the past, and I got super confident. And then today, it all hit me, and now I'm super nervous because I just don't want to I know this is stupid, but I always hear this lie that I'm gonna let God down. I'm not gonna say what God has intended for me to say, but
Lie from the devil.
yeah, I know that's a lie. So God presented this opportunity to me, and I'm taking it. So I know that
You
it's
go,
great.
girl.
Forget this. Okay. You guys are so cute. Okay. So this month our theme is supposed to be visionary, and I was unaware that I'm the only one who's speaking about being a visionary. That's okay. That's okay. I got it. So what? Okay. So oh snap. Let's talk about our calling. A visionary guide to following your calling. Okay. So I talked to a couple people, and they straight up didn't even know what a visionary was, and I kind of didn't know either, so I had to Google it. What? I'm about to tell you. A visionary. A person thinking about or planning their future with imagination or wisdom. What does this have to do with your calling? Well, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so I think for the past, ever since I found out that the theme was visionary, I started to really think about, what does that even mean, and I kind of started to think oh, I want to be a visionary. I want to think about my future with God, and I want to have it all planned out. I want to do great things for God. And I kind of had to take a step back. And God has spoken to me a lot over the past month. And Rebecca showed me this sermon by Christine Kane. She's this really big Australian speaker. And it really hit me hard. And it talked about your calling. And, so tonight I'm going to talk about two different problems that we face that have to do with our calling. And then I'm going to talk about two really important people in the Bible and their calling stuff. So I'm going to explain Christine Kane. So a lot of Christian speakers and leaders, they use parables. It's really weird, like Jesus did, and they use metaphors, and it really makes things a lot simpler. So she talked about basically it's called going into the dark room. So our generation, we, sorry, I have a new job. We live in a snap and upload generation, which basically means that as soon as we see something, basically you take a picture on your camera phone and you can upload it like that. You see the image like that, and sometimes that's how we think about our callings and stuff. We think that as soon as we get a glimpse of what God has to do in our life, we want to take it and we want to run. We think that God's gonna change our lives overnight and we're not going to struggle with sin anymore, and everything's going to be sunshine, and life's going to be easy. But we obviously know that that's not right. Okay. I'm so sorry. Okay, so snap and upload. That's us. But God is not a snap and upload God. God. Can you go to the next slide? Sorry, I didn't do cues. God is more of a film and go into the dark room kind of God. I don't explain that. Okay, so oh my gosh, I keep yelling. I'm so sorry, guys. What is this? Okay, so back before 75% of us were born, there wasn't such thing as a camera phone. Surprisingly enough, they had cameras and film, and you know what you had to do with that film to see an image? You had to develop it. That's right. You had to take your roll of film and go into this really dark room with, I guess, yeah. And so you had to go into this dark room and you had to take out your film and you had to put it through a bunch of chemical processes to develop the image. And you couldn't take it out into the light or it would damage the image. So, applying this to our calling in our lives, when we get a glimpse of our calling, we want to take it and run. We want to, go full speed and just like do whatever God wants us to do. And like that's good and stuff, but sometimes we don't think about the process. And basically going into the dark room. When you in your life, once you get like a glimpse of your calling or you have an idea of what you want to do for God, like that's the moment when you need to take it and you need to go into that place where you and God are alone. You know, you and Him can get to know each other better, and you can develop your calling like the images are being developed. And while you're in this dark place, the light is not getting to you. The worldly things aren't getting to you, so it's not damaging the image that God's creating on you. So, okay, next picture, sorry. So Christine Kane didn't actually talk about this, but I pulled this out of the message, and I thought it was kind of cool. I was thinking about how the images have to go through different like chemicals. They said like a lot, so it has to go through a couple. And I compare that to like the seasons in our lives. You know, we have to go through a lot of seasons in our lives, and those seasons develop our calling. Those seasons are what make us who we are. And we have dry seasons. We have seasons where we're just on fire for God. We have seasons where we struggle with a certain sin, where we feel like we have no escape. But God has timing for everything. And these seasons are what bring growth in our lives. And God actually speaks a lot about seasons and timing, which I didn't know until like a week ago. I think when Will showed me this verse, so can we next seasons come and go. It's in Ecclesiastes 3. I'm going to read it. Okay. There's a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to search and a time to give up. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to be silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. So this is literally a time for everything. You're welcome. So yeah, guys, we have to remember that each season that we go through, it's for a reason. Like if you're in a season right now and you're wondering, why is God putting me through this? Nikki told me today, and it actually hit me hard. Like God doesn't put you through anything. God allows you to go through stuff because He knows that it's going to benefit you in some way. And you may not see it right now, but it's going to benefit you. And so yeah, like those seasons are what are making your calling like more vivid, and that's what's developing who you're meant to be. You know, because you learn so much from different seasons. I know that seasons where like I may be like really sad or I feel really empty. Like those are when I call on God and I'm more dependent on Him, and that makes me grow spiritually because I'm more dependent on God for everything. So just remember that every season there's a reason. I just came up with that on the spot. All right. So we're going to talk about David. Kristen Ken also talked about David. And I didn't know a lot about David. I only knew him as the guy who killed Goliath. And that was literally it. But I went to read 1 Samuel, and I learned a lot about him, which is really crazy. Because I don't think we think about this enough, but the Bible literally has a story for every single thing. Every single thing you're going through. Like any question you have, the answer is probably in the Bible. No, it's not probably. The answer is in the Bible. So basically, David, let me start off. So when Saul was king of the Israelites, he did some things and God didn't like it. So he told Samuel to tell Saul that there's going to be a new king appointed. And God basically told Samuel to go into the town of Bethlehem and to find Jesse, and one of his sons would be anointed as king of the Israelites. So Samuel goes into Bethlehem and he finds Jesse, and Jesse has 8 sons, I believe, 8 or 7, and he sees all the the 7 sons, and God tells him each time he sees the son that this is not the king, this is not who the king is. And God asked, I'm so sorry. Basically, are these your only sons? And Jesse said, no, I have one more son. And he was out in the field being like he was a shepherd boy. So they went out and they found him. And when they saw him, God told Samuel that he was meant to be king. So David was anointed around like 14 or 16. He was anointed. Samuel told him he was going to be king of the Israelites. But David he didn't become king that day. Like, he didn't become king for another like 14 years. And so we don't think about the fact that, like, we may see our calling, but like it may be kind of far away, but that's okay, because the time between you being anointed and appointed, the time when you find out your calling and the time that you put it into action, the time when you put it into action, like, those are the most crucial moments of your life, because those are the times where you're going to be tested, and you're going to go through trials, and God's going to see how faithful you are with the things that he gives you. The verse where it says, he'll see, like, if you're faithful with the small things, he'll trust you with the bigger things. So, and the time that you're in right now, where maybe you don't know. Like, you have an idea of like what you want to do for God, or even if you don't know what you want to do for God. Like, this time is so important, guys. I think I look past it a lot. I remember this one time I was talking to Cassidy, and I was telling her, I was like, I really hate high school, and I can't wait to leave, because like I'm never gonna see these people again, and it's just not necessary. So, like, I'm just gonna get through it, like mind my own business and just do that. And I remember Cassidy said to me, she was like, don't say that. And I was like, why? And then she was like, you need to like enjoy where you're at right now, because God put you here for a reason. And where you're at right now, like, God's gonna do something with you. So you have to like ask yourself, what's God using me for right now, like in this moment? Like. Amen. Preach it, Cassidy. Thank you. I know, right? So